The story rotates in a little town named Balali, Locale Bhiwani, Haryana State in India. The film begins with Mahavir Singh Phogat watching an Olympic game for wrestling in his office. Television is communicating that India's part in wrestling is extremely poor. Another representative joined at the workplace. Vivan Bhatina provokes Mahavir to wrestle and loses. Mahavir likewise works part-time at a nearby wrestling ring. And he is exceptionally skilled with regards to wrestling and its method. He couldn't partook in Olympics and win gold therefore. He has trusts extremely high that his future child will win gold for country. His significant other Diashabho upholds him ethically. Yet they continue to have young lady kids simply consecutive multiple times in succession. At long last, Mahavir Singh loses all expectation, and he secures away the entirety of his wrestling gear and decoration in a trunk, following 13 to 14 years. One day a neighbor family having a child aged 13 to 14 years comes at Mahavir's home to whine about their children being pounded by Geeta and Babbitt, beat the two young men. And the young ladies joyfully exhibit on their cousin Omkar. Mahavir's eyes shimmer by that his little girls have a grappler's blood. And he lets his better half know that a gold decoration is eventually a gold award, and it doesn't make any difference whether a kid wins it or a young lady, and that he has concluded that both Geeta and Babita will now not touch any cooking tool or accomplish any family work. Yet they will currently turn into a grappler and will win gold award for the country. Mahavir begins their preparation by being extremely intense mentor. Awakening them 5 a.m. ordinary, he keeps up with their eating regimen and confines any road food, zesty food of such, and make them work out. At the point when Geeta and Babita whines about how their hair are destroyed because of preparing in soil, he calls a stylist and trim their hairs off. Furthermore, when he sees that the two of them are powerless, he makes them non-vegan. The two sisters are exceptionally furious on Mahavir since he is extremely horrible by making two young lady kid preparing as a grappler. So they begin doing little deceives to him by changing the lure and eating hot food at whatever point they can, and not wrestling as expected. However, one day when the two of them go to a wedding of their 14-year-old young lady companion named Suni, them are exceptionally fortunate that Mahavir is pondering their vocation and life and not getting them hitched at such an early age. Dissimilar to her family is doing, they understand their mix-up and begins preparing truly hard. At the point when Geeta the senior sister is prepared, Mahavir takes them to one more town for wrestling. Every one individuals go against that they won't allow a young lady to battle with a kid. Yet because of absence of crowd and for the purpose of bringing in more cash, the coordinator concurs. Practically all town shows up to see a young lady battling, and each one is positive that she will lose gravely. Geeta picks the most solid kid among the contenders to wrestle. She battles genuine great, rather than what townspeople were naturally suspecting, and as the battle proceeds, with each one in swarm begins supporting Geeta, at end, despite the fact that she loses. She wins additional award cash from supports than the kid. Due to the lose, Geeta can't rest and asks his dad when will the following wrestling battle be coordinated. Every one individuals in town who were formerly blaming and belittling about Mahavir begins supporting Geeta and Babita, and looks towards them with satisfaction. Both the sisters before long become difficult to overcome and wins each next wrestling rivalry. At the public level wrestling rivalry, Geeta wins and hence needs to move at Public Games Foundation Preparing Center in Peshal, Punjab State for her further preparation. Mahavir is vexed as she move at new spot. The new mentor Pramod Kadam Girish Kulkarni has different preparation style and doesn't allow Geeta to utilize strategies of his dad. Geeta before long gets to know with different young ladies and starts doing different things like shopping, having longer hair, nail clean and cosmetics, wandering around evenings and so on, separated from her preparation. At the point when she returns home, following not many months, she attempts to show her recent fad of wrestling to her sister Babita and different young ladies who have now joined Mahavir's wrestling ring to learn. Seeing that Geeta is solidly pushing her new techniques, Mahavir challenges her, yet as he is advanced age he loses. Since the battle happened savagely, Babita lets Geeta know that whatever happened isn't great and Geeta is losing center. Mahavir is additionally annoyed about the episode and thinks that he has lost her little girl. Geeta begins contending in global matches. However, she keeps match after match. At first she couldn't care less. However, leisurely she begins fearing her vocation. In the meantime, Babita additionally comes out on top for public title and is continued on towards same instructional hub as Geeta. At the point when Geeta is given up because of her proceed with disappointment, Babita advises her to set things right with father, which Geeta does as such. While crying a lot over telephone, Mahavir excuses her. Geeta turns into her old self by trimming her hair down once more. However, she is told by the mentor to not contend in her ordinary 55 kg weight bunch yet to get in shape and contend in 51 kg bunch. Paying attention to this, Mahavir movements to Patiala close to an SA preparing center with the goal that he can assist her with seeking a similar 55 kg bunch. He advises Geeta to do as her mentor says during instructional meeting, yet the two sisters and Mahavir begins doing isolate meetings by their old directing of awakening at 5 a.m. That's what mentor sees and whines to the power to send the two sisters back. Mahavir argues to the power of allowing them to remain. However, gets prohibited from NSA and young ladies are likewise restricted to go out. So Mahavir begins preparing Geeta more than telephone by observing all her worldwide contending games video recording and telling her at which second she doing botch. At the point when Federation Games 2010 is coordinated in New Delhi, India, Geeta participates in her typical 55 kg bunch. Mahavir sits in crowd and continues to prompt her against everything her NSA mentor says to her to do, doing as indicated by her dad's recommendation. She wins the principal round and semi-finals too and is equipped for finals. In a question and answer session, the mentor attempts to assume all praise, yet Geeta gives proclamation that it is all her dad's persistent effort. Because of this, the mentor gets desirous and furious, and to get payback, prior to beginning the finals match, secures Mahavir in a room and thinks that we should perceive how she wins now with